All right, guys. So I'm also going to mute everybody here. All right, everyone's muted. So what we'll do, guys, is go ahead and go through the launch guide, and then afterwards we'll have some Q&A as soon as my husband gets out the kitchen. Get out the kitchen. Ooh. Huh. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ali Mona. Thank you so much for calling on to this call today and taking your time. I know your time is valuable, so thank you for coming on and choosing to learn how to launch your doTERRA business. Okay, go, baby. Couldn't do it without that guy. That is a true statement. So I'm here in Shanghai, for those of you who don't know, and I've been with doTERRA for 2.5 years, and I'm a gold leader with doTERRA. So certainly not an expert by any means, but I do love the new system of guides. So let me give you some context if this is your first call. doTERRA has a series of 4 training guides that we use: Live, Share, Build, and Launch. So this is the 4th one in a series. Now, we've been privileged to be using these guides for the past couple of years because our upline in the US, Andy and Natalie Goddard, created these guides for us to use. And they're so fantastic that doTERRA Corporate bought them, bought the system, revamped it, and then just launched it again. So they're even more incredible now, and we have the distinct privilege of using them. So what I've done is I'm actually out of the PowerPoint. What I want to do is I want to actually show you where to find them. So I am going to just get into my desktop here for a minute so that you guys can see everything and where to find them. So let me clean it up here. So on doTERRA.com, this is our main page. There used to be a whole bunch of different pages that we had to go to for this and that, the blog, the science, all of that. But now we can access everything from doTERRA.com. So under our advocates, you'll see here, there's Empowered Success. There's also Empowered Life. And I just want to touch real briefly. If you're new, you should be devouring Empowered Life. I'll click on it here for us. So it'll go there. This is what Empowered Success looks like. And here are our guides. Okay, Live, Share, Build, and Launch. It also has some printouts that we can have. Healthy Can Be Simple guide is a PDF printout that you can take to the printer here or wherever you happen to be. If you're in the US, you can actually buy these and order them straight from this website. Natural Solutions class. This is the basics class. This is the Intro to Oils class. It's a download that you can see. There's scripts here. I have it actually open. Natural Solutions. Why is this important? We're going to talk about this in a little bit, and I want you to know where to find things. So you can download the PDF there. You can buy a class in a box, which is basically some tools that you can use with some of the guides and all of those Natural Solution handouts. I think you get 10 in a box. But check this out. Share some of these video segments during your class as desired. First of all, you should watch every single one of them just as learning, right? But I love this. So there's some on why you should choose doTERRA, what is an essential oil. Here's some lemon, lavender, tea tree, frankincense. I think all of the top 10 have a really quick video here. And then what is doTERRA LRP? If you're not confident in how to close a class, maybe you just show this video. It's 3 minutes and it's brilliant, right? And until you learn how to do it, it's an awesome way to integrate some multimedia into your presentations. So once again, we're going doTERRA.com, our advocates, Empowered Success, and everything that you need is here. Now, there's also some other videos on sharesuccess.com. That was our original training platform with the Goddards. So you have no lack of training opportunities here. Now, if this is your first one that you're coming into, this launch guide, and you've not gone systematically through Live, Share, Build, and Launch, just kind of hold tight, sit tight, because there are some things that you will be missing. We'll be referring back to some guides, but that's okay, because the guides are designed really to be able to sit down with a cup of coffee or a cup of On Guard tea and to go through them systematically at your own pace. So that's what I want to show you how to do today. And I'm going to switch back into just sharing the launch guide here so that you're not distracted by everything else on my screen. So the launch business guide. The launch business guide, I have it like this so that I can kind of punch in and out here. The launch guide is designed for people who want to create a business with doTERRA. The foundation of our businesses is elite, okay? In the build guide, we talk a lot about the ranks. Elite is the foundational rank for pretty much every other rank. And elite is 3,000 unstructured points. So if one person orders 3,000 points, they hit elite. If two people order 1,500 points, they hit elite. It is the last unstructured rank. So if you might have 10,000 points going down your team, which is enough technically to hit silver, but if you only have one leg going nuts, you're not going to be anything but elite. You will get paid on that volume, but you won't actually rank advance, okay? Because all the other ranks above elite require proper structure, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 legs, 5 legs, or 6 legs that are working. But the very first thing that we have to do when we launch our businesses, it has belief in the product. So you have to use the product. You need to learn about the product. You need to be looking at co-impact sourcing videos with a box of tissues until you can't help but tell everyone and their mama how amazing our company is. You need to be reading some studies. Whatever you feel you need to get your confidence level up. Maybe you've been using for 2 years and you've got all these awesome personal stories. Fantastic. If your belief in the product is to the point where you think, oh my gosh, every single home on this earth could benefit from having essential oils in it, then you're good to go. Because that belief paired with action is what's going to get you results. Changing lives, growing personally, and creating residual income, okay? So this really, simple steps to success. We need to launch ourselves to elite, okay? And in that process, you're going to be wanting to find a couple builders, people who want also to do what you're doing, people who could use a little bit extra income or really make a full-blown business out of this. Then you're going to help them launch to elite. When you help 3 people launch to elite, you become silver, making roughly $2,000 a month. Then you help your elites become silver and find their 3 elites, and you become platinum. Platinum is really where lives change financially. I mean, very many people are happy just at elite. At elite, you have your products paid for and $100 in your pocket. Okay, people don't quit once they've hit elite because they're making their money back, right? But platinum, when you first hit platinum, it's about $6,000 a month, and that would be a skinny platinum. A fat platinum could make anywhere from $15,000 to $18,000 a month. I mean, lives change. You have lots and lots and lots of options at platinum. And think about it. It's helping 3 people bring 3 people each to elite. So the very first step is we need to know how to get to elite so that we can turn down and go to our downline and help them get to elite as well. And how do we do that? In the build guide, we talk very specifically about pipes, okay? What we do in this business is not difficult. I don't perform brain surgery ever. You know, I open some bottles, I rub some oil on people, I teach them, I train them. We might work with some difficult people sometimes, but that's just being in a people business. But what I actually do is not difficult. Now, it's not easy all the time. It's simple, but it's not easy. What do? We prepare. We prepare ourselves. If I'm going to teach a new class, I need to spend time preparing that class, doing research, looking up articles, finding what resources I can online, asking my colleagues, hey, have you taught a class on this? Do you have a PowerPoint I can build on? Right? That's all preparation work. In the beginning, if you're new to network marketing, you might need to do some preparation work on the industry itself. If you have not yet read Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki, you need to. He talks about the industry itself and the power of the industry. And I haven't had anyone read it that goes, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. You know, it's a really incredibly powerful book. So preparing. Now, here we have very specific things for preparing. Fuel your launch on page 4. Schedule your success on page 6. Refine your names list on page 7. So that's what I mean when I say that these guides are really designed step by step by step. Now invite. How do you invite naturally? Okay. The share guide, step number 2, has really beautiful scripts that are really natural, and you can learn the basics of them, and then you can work to make them your own. Page 8, there's a little bit of this, but you really want to go to the share guide for details on how to share. Inviting 45 people to learn more. Your list is on page 9. See how this is really checkmarked for you? Present. How do you present to 30 people? You want to book classes. This is all on page 10. Presenting takes a number of forms. It could be a class. It could be bringing somebody to someone else's class. It could be doing a Zoom call. It could be calling in one-on-one. It could be at a coffee shop. It could be at a home. It doesn't really matter as long as you're telling the story. I'm reading a book called Get Over Your Damn Self, also a network industry book. And it's written by a woman named Romy somebody. She's a 6-figure earner in another company. And she said, when your mouth is closed, your business is closed in this industry. If you're not talking to people, you're not building that pipeline that's going to build you residual revenue. So we need to learn how to present naturally and invite naturally. Then we need to know the basics of enrolling somebody in a whole bunch of different markets, because our world, and especially our team, I'm looking at the chat, hold on. Oh yeah, Morgan says, great book. It is a great book. I'm enrolling people all over the place. You need to know the nuts and bolts of how to enroll somebody. And then support. Following up with people, doing wellness consults, making sure they know how to use the oils that they have, making sure that they're connected. Now, in the beginning, let me zoom out again to the whole pipes, if I can. Hold on. Really? Is it zooming out for you? Because mine seems to be frozen. That's so weird. Hey, Maria. Well, I can't zoom out. I might have to reopen it again. In the beginning, you spend a lot of time in prepare, right? Actually, as a team, even in the coming year, we're going to be spending a lot of time preparing January and February, because we're going to do a team run March, April, and May for rank advancement. So preparation, who are the people that we have in place? What sort of conversations do we need to be having about the business? Who do we need to invite to partner with us to really run March, April, and May? So a lot of times in prepare, it feels like you're kind of slowing down to speed up, if that makes sense. And then when you have a couple people underneath you, it's really easy to support them, right? Because you've only got a couple people. But as you've got hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people underneath you, you spend a lot of time supporting your leaders. It's kind of the natural evolution of the business. I cannot. Well, anyway, we'll do it like this. So you've got some pre-launch time here, and then the month of launch, where you do a really powerful run towards elite, you're spending your time inviting, presenting, enrolling, supporting, and it kind of does this feedback loop. You've got support. We've got the live, share, and build guides. Maybe that's in your pre-launch. You need to make sure that you can go through there. And then of course, the launch guide is how to support your people. Now, fueling our launch. I want to read this. Your belief that doTERRA's products and financial opportunity can change lives, including your own, is the single greatest source of fuel to launch your business. The higher your level of belief, the easier it is to share what you love. This is absolutely true. Now, in the beginning, if you've not yet had lots of business success yet, you can rely on your upline success. You can rely on stories of people that you've heard. It works, right? If you follow this, this business works. But you have to get your own kind of mind right. So check this out. Success begins with you. The live guide. Step by step by step by step. Now, let me warn you, learning about the steps is not going to change your business. It's not going to change your life. Sitting down with the live guide, either by yourself or with your upline, with your mentor, and actually doing the steps, that is what is going to change your life. So it's fantastic that you're on this call, and it's fantastic you're learning the system, because eventually you're going to be leading these calls and you're going to be training your people. But doing it is what changes your life. So Liv, you need to set your LRP template to 100 points all the time, or else you don't receive commissions. You enroll somebody and they order a 400-point kit and your LRP is set at 50, you don't get paid. LRP, 100 points, template in other markets. China, you just have to order it by the end of the month. Non-negotiable. Implement your daily wellness plan that you created in the Live Guide on page 16. See how prescriptive this is? Learn more by regularly using an oil reference guide and participating in continuing education. If you're on our team, you should be getting the intro series emails, okay? In the intro series emails, it has all these fantastic references for you to use. Tells you how you can get that reference book, the beautiful printed reference book. The apps are amazing. You need to be using them, okay? The Daily Drop app is fantastic. It's free. doTERRA puts a lot into that Daily Drop app, and it's just these 2-3 minute clips of videos. You have a lot to learn about the oils. You don't need to know everything to be a pro. You know, you don't want to be a pro because then you won't be duplicatable. But you do need to know enough for when somebody to say, hey, somebody asked me the other day, do you have something for ringing in the ears? And I was like, okay, well, I know that helichrysum is good for ears. Let me see if helichrysum is the one that would be the choice for ears. And sure enough, it was. But that's because I had bought a bottle of helichrysum and I learned its properties and what it's good for. Turns out helichrysum is really good for everything. It's like Frank. But that, sure enough, ringing in the ears, helichrysum. So again, it goes with your belief. I'm not going to sit with somebody that asks me about ringing in the ears and go, oh, I don't know, that sounds difficult. Because I've seen lots more complicated things be helped with essential oils. So my response is, oh my gosh, that is a great question. I don't know the answer, but I'm going to find out. Let me show you how to research something like that, right? And I sat down and I looked at my app and I looked up doTERRA and ringing in the ears. And sure enough, a whole bunch of really cool recipes pop up online. That's how you live with the oils, consistently learning about the oils that you have on hand. The next, sharing. Share your passion for living and the doTERRA wellness lifestyle. Use the share guide to help you share and invite successfully. My favorite thing about the share guide is that it has these scripts in it. And you can't tell me that you don't know what to say to people, because that tells me you've not read the share guide and made it your own. Literally, I sat with a friend the other day and I said, use these scripts, type them into your WeChat. And it works, right? These scripts work. We do not have to reinvent the wheel. And they can be really natural. If it doesn't sound like something you'd say, make it something that you say, because being real and genuine is going to obviously feel better to you, and other people are going to read that in a better way as well. Start connecting with your prospects and building your pipeline. Okay, go to doTERRA to see the Empower tools and videos. There's a lot of videos under Live. There's a lot of videos under Share. So if you don't know kind of where to turn for more training, this is where you start. Live, Share, Build, Launch. Live, Share, Build, Launch. And I've watched them a couple times because I always get different things in my journey, right? Wherever I am, I pick up different things, and I think I'm more receptive to different things once I've got the basics down, and then I can level it up a bit, right? And then build. Okay, so connect to your upline team support. Who's your support? How do you connect with them? Do you have a weekly call with them? Request a weekly call. Let me tell you, as leaders, when somebody says, hey, I really want to start building this thing, trust me, you have our attention. And absolutely, we can set up a weekly call if you do as I instruct you to do. Because if you just show up and you're not actually doing the work, well, then you're wasting both of our times. And time is too precious to waste. I don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste my time. So if it's not the right season, don't put your hand up yet. But when it's the right season, your leaders are ready to run with you, right? doTERRA is a powerful vehicle to get from where you are to where you want to be. Expand the pathway goal you set in the build guide below. So in the build guide, you set a goal. What do we do in the launch guide then? What did you say your goal to reach elite was? 30, 60, or 90 days. We want to be realistic. If you can go full time with this and give 20 to 30 hours, you can hit elite in 30 days. Absolutely. You can be profitable in your first month. My first month of launch, I think I earned $600, and I've been profitable ever since. I've been working it, right? You can't go 2 hours a week necessarily and expect to be profitable. That might take you 90 days. That's okay. It's not the who can sprint there the fastest. It's who can stay in the game the longest. This is a marathon, certainly not a sprint. There might be tiny bursts of sprint within your marathon to really catch on some momentum, but it's not a full out sprint, not a get rich quick. This is a tortoise gets the race, or tortoise with some spurts in the middle gets the race. So from there, what's the 90-day goal? And if you're just beginning, you might not know it's possible, right? So work with your upline. Hey, I have 10 hours a week. What's a reasonable 90-day goal? What's a reasonable 1-year goal? Okay. Goals are, I forget the stat. If you write your goals down, you're like 10 times more likely to reach it. I mean, no, that's a really general stat. There's an actual statistic. I think it's 3 times more likely to reach it. But write your goals down. I calendar in 90-day chunks with very kind of a realistic goal, and then a BHAG, a really crazy goal. Sometimes I hit the really crazy. Sometimes I don't even hit the realistic goal, right? Life happens. But you want to set your intention for each quarter of the year as best you can. Yeah. Moving along, be a solutions provider. So I just want to read this first bit here. A doTERRA wellness advocate shares a new kind of healthcare we teach with a book and a box. So the oil reference guide and a box of oils. It's simple. We do not have to make it crazy complicated. You are prepared to address 80% of your health priorities at home. For the other times, we invite you to partner with healthcare practitioners who support your commitment to using natural solutions. Listen, we can't say that oils will be the end-all be-all of every possible challenge we'll face in our homes. I have a daughter with very severe health challenges. Oils will not take away her health challenges fully. Can I support her health with with oils? Absolutely, and that's what I'm doing. But we have to be careful to be realistic with people about this. We're not anti-physician. We want to partner with physicians that, again, support our commitment to using natural solutions and are able to kind of guide us along in that way. During every interaction with prospective members, paint a picture of self-directed wellness. This was my story. I have 4 young daughters, and I used to dread wintertime because every winter we'd all just pass the same crazy things back and forth, and I'd end up in really expensive medical care facilities here in Shanghai, costing us a fortune. So the idea that I have tools on hand that just keeps us healthy at a very general high level, man, I mean, I feel so empowered as a wife and a mom to take care of my family. And so many people, especially in the expat community, kind of feel helpless in that regard. We have a tool to help people. And understanding that at every level, you can, I mean, I'm shameless talking to people. Would you like to try a natural solution for that? I know it works because I use my oils and I see little teeny tiny miracles every day. This changes people's lives, both health and wellness, but and also financially. We want to make sure that we commit to and schedule your pipes. I am the most scheduled human being. I don't know, it's between Victoria and me. I don't know who's more scheduled. Maybe she is. You've got to schedule your success, hands down. If you are calendar averse, if you don't keep a calendar, that's going to have to change, because you need to know when your team's classes are. You need to know when your classes are. You need to know when the trainings are so that you can leverage your time. This is the best part of building this sort of business, is we build it as a community. We build it as a team. Some of you aren't even on my team that's on this call. And here you are being trained because somebody told you, hop on this call and be trained, even though your upline is not the one training you. And this is the team culture that we have on our team. So you're going to need to know when all these calls are. You might bring on a rock star builder, and you might just be in the sharing phase of it. You need to know how to get that person connected for their best interest and yours at the end of the day. Here's what we do. We invite, we teach, we follow up, and we launch businesses. We launch builders. That's it. Invite, teach, follow up, and launch. Invite, teach, follow up, and launch. That's literally all we do. Here's the scheduling. What does Elite take? Think about it. It's a numbers game, okay? 15 enrollments, each at 2,000 PV. Well, sure enough, that's 3,000 points. Now, that's 3,000 points for that month. But is everybody going to order 200 points the next month? Probably not, and that's okay. So that's why we need to keep connecting, keep inviting, keep getting people into our funnels so that we have that consistent flow. Now, when you first hit a rank, it's not uncommon to drop out of it for a month and really kind of go in, out, in, out, in, out until it's a solid rank and your volume is solid. So don't be surprised if that happens, and don't be super sad because it's so natural. It's so natural. I really enjoy this numbers game down here. So here's the launch month. Okay, we want to schedule at least 3 classes or 15 one-on-ones or a combination of both. Some people love one-on-ones. If you are comfortable with that, fantastic. If you would rather do a class setting because you don't have the time to do one-on-ones, I find one-on-ones to be really effective, but one-on-one, obviously, it takes more time to meet with 15 people than it does to just get 15 people to 3 one-hour-long classes. Set time to invest in your business. You've got to be learning. And then ask yourself and schedule. So this is what I do on Monday mornings. Who needs an intro class? Who needs follow-up for enrollment? Who needs the lifestyle overview? That's the live guide. Who needs the business overview? And who's ready to host a class? And then I connect with them. And I make that scheduled appointment for that week. Now, I usually work even 1 week out because my week is insane. I'm doing this, right? We're going to the top. So I am scheduled almost 2 weeks out. That's how I run my life. That's the only way I can keep everything straight and get everything done that I need to get done. What does this look like as a numbers game? So if you prepare, so here you are preparing yourself at the top here, kind of sussing out your contacts, really just kind of getting yourself confident with the business and with the products and with the company. Then you invite 45 people. You invite 45 people to experience the product side, the business side, or both. The numbers say when you invite 45 people, 30 people will say yes and come along and be presented to. We'll see the opportunity. Out of those 30, half will enroll. Out of those 15, 3 will want to build. These are the numbers. So guess what? If you only tell 10 people, what are your numbers for builders? 0. Chances are, okay. If you tell 100 people, what are your numbers for builders? 6 or 7. Okay. If you're not talking, your business is closed. Here's the other thing. If you're having product conversations with people, you're going to talk a lot about the product. If you're having business conversations with people, you're going to get a lot of builders and you're going to be talking a lot about the business. And that's going to be what fuels your business down the road faster. What does this look like? When you're first starting out your business, I would think talk to 45 people who you would want to partner with in your business. And if you say, I don't know that many people, there's a memory joggers galore, okay? Start with the business. Here's why. Not everyone's going to say yes. You still might only get 3 people who say yes. No worries. Because then if you say, show them the build guide and you say, does this interest you or can you think of anybody that this might interest? And if they go, doesn't really interest me, but I have a cousin or I have so-and-so that this would really interest, or you're going to get other leads. And then that person who has just heard a teeny tiny bit about essential oils might go, but tell me more about the oils. The other way around feels like trickery. Here's what the other way around sounds like. I'd love to talk to you about this natural solution stuff. These oils have rocked my world. I really think that you love them. So you sit down, you have a consult, right? They love the oils. And then you say, oh, and by the way, there's a business opportunity with these things. Are you interested? It feels like it was a bait and switch. And if somebody says, I'm not interested in oils, then there's no way to even bridge the gap to building a business, because what are you going to say? Oh, I know you don't want the oils, but you want a business with the oils? Right? You can't. Whereas some people look at the business opportunity and go, oh, I think I can get into some oils, right? Because they're really looking for the business opportunity. Some people go, oh, yeah, oils. Yep, I've heard of them. They work. Tell me more about that business. Right? Then you've got some leaders that really want to learn and build. So this is a numbers game. This is not how good you get at this. This is not how new you are or how senior you are at network marketing. It has nothing to do with it. It's a numbers game. So play the game. You've got to talk to a whole boatload of people. And sure enough, your leaders will emerge. But I urge you to talk about the business as much as possible when you're inviting people to see it. I know we lead with the product often, but I had about 120 product users on my team before I had any builders that were helping me support people. And it burned me out. I couldn't do it. And it was really challenging. And I wasn't bringing leaders on to run with me and to help support people. And let me tell you how much more fun this is with leaders who want to come in and really support you and run with you, right? It's that really give and take. It's beautiful. So I encourage you to have lots and lots and lots of business conversations. And I love this quote: don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Listen, when you first start out and you've talked to 5 people, right? Each one of those 5 people seems so critical to your success, don't they? Right? It's like, but I got the guts up to talk to these 5 people. Listen, when you talk to 100 people, those 5 people, while they're awesome and they're your friends, and if they say yes, awesome. If they say no, awesome. Doesn't change a thing. There's less riding on every single conversation that you talk to. And it feels better to you. I promise you, it feels better. So keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Here's a very basic success tracker. So when you talk to 100 people, how do you remember where everybody is? You can print this out, and you can do old school, pen and paper. I kind of like pen and paper. You can make a really easy Excel spreadsheet that's searchable. You can make a Word document that's searchable. Their name and where are they? Check this out. Here's your pipes right here. Invite. Have you invited? Have you presented? Have they enrolled? Have they done a lifestyle overview, which is the Live Guide? Have they done a business overview? Okay. Where are they in your pipeline? So here is connect, share, and invite. doTERRA is a relationships business, hands down. If you don't like people, you're in the wrong business. I'm going to tell you that right now. doTERRA will make you fall in love with human beings and all their quirks and idiosyncrasies and all that fun stuff that you get to work with. Anchor your attitude in the belief that caring is the most important gift that you can give everyone that you connect with. That is so true. I don't sell oils. I help people. I wake up and I think, how and who do I get to help today? Whether it's an existing relationship or someone new, build trust in every interaction. This is critical for your integrity, period. And here's why. I have people that have never even enrolled. I sampled them. They loved them. They're not ready yet. That's fine. But you know what they're doing? They're sending me their friends because they had such a great experience with this handwritten note, with these cute little samples, great follow-up. Fortunes in the follow-up. You can't forget to follow up with people. And that's the integrity of every conversation that you have is your integrity in the marketplace. And word travels really, really quickly. So carry every relationship and every interaction with great care, and you will succeed because people will sense that. They'll feel that. They'll feel the genuine care and concern that you have for them. You're not getting anybody. Our team doesn't get people. Like, that's just not how we work. We truly are there to connect with people. Here are some ways. I love this. Connect with people authentically and sincerely. Listen, if you don't know how to do this, it's okay. If other people didn't know how to do this, there wouldn't be such in-depth training on it. So I want you to go through these guides. Remember, you're going to have to sit down, download this guide, and read it front to back. How do you connect with people to someone you already know? How do you connect with somebody with someone new? What do you do when they say, what do you do? What do you say? There's a lot of training on that in the share guide, your 30-second story. It's actually pretty amazing. I love what I do. I get to empower people all day long to take care of their health and wellness with natural products. What do you do? Always like, what? What was that? Come again? And then here's some even more. Invite to change lives. How do you connect people to a presentation? So you're still inviting, but you're getting them dropped into a proper presentation. Here's a webinar. I know you said you were interested in such and such. If I sent you access to a webinar about that topic, would you watch it? We talked a lot about in the build guide about asking permission to bring people along on their journey. We don't ever want to feel like we're vomiting on people. If we ask permission like this throughout the process, then they feel like they're making choices, and that's a better position for people to be in. How do you get somebody to agree to well, this isn't challenging, but to go through the live guide? I want to make sure that you know how to use your new products and maximize your rewards. Our next step is to set up a quick call to make your wish list, show you how to order, and give you the best tips and tricks on how to get the most free product. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes. Now, once you have this in your WeChat or wherever, you save it to favorites, and then you just forward it along. When it's time for somebody, they've ordered, you set a reminder in your phone for 2 or 3 days, and you message them with this. Okay? Hey, I'd love to set up your wellness consult. Now, in Shanghai, starting in January, I just signed an office space, which is super exciting. And on Friday mornings, we're going to have wellness consults. So if you bought kit A, B, and C, it's 10 to 11. If you bought kit D, we're going to do 11 to 12. And then 12 to 1 is going to be back office training, how do you set up your order and all that. Because I just want people to feel like they're connected. And again, we really want to leverage all of our time. Here's some scripts for a class. Here's the scripts for a one-on-one. And then a business overview. Help people say yes. Be clear on what you're inviting them to. Let them know the value of investing their time, right? Their time is valuable. Your time is valuable. Our lives are made up in how we spend our individual moments of time. Give 2 options, right? I have 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. open. Which one's better for you? I have 7 tonight or 10 tomorrow morning. Which one's better for you? Strengthen your relationship, build trust through multiple interactions, and keep your word. If you tell them you're going to call them at 7, you better call them at 7 on the dot. That's important to people. That's your integrity. Again, the other thing about strengthening relationships and building trust is your conversations with your friends can be about doTERRA if they're building and they're super excited, but we don't want to be vomiting doTERRA on people all the time, right? Not everybody needs to know every little detail of our businesses at every moment. So how do we actually present the message? Okay, so now we're getting to the presentation. We have 2 messages. We have the product message and the business message. How? You've got lots of options. A class, one-on-one, three-way call, a webinar, video, social media, Facebook Live. Where? It doesn't matter. Okay. Choose your presentation. This is that Natural Solutions handout that I showed you the very first thing on doTERRA Empowered Success. Download it, print some, make some copies, and just pass those out at your class. You don't even need to be fancy and use a PowerPoint, especially if you're at a coffee shop. You don't have to get your computer out and start moving. You can just pass everything out. Pass out a Natural Solutions handout and go through it. Whatever you do, this is so critical. I can't stress it enough. However you present, you must make it duplicatable. You must make it duplicatable. If somebody is watching you present and you're perfectly polished and you've made a smorgasbord of oil-infused food and your house, you could like eat off the floor of your house and you've catered or whatever, people are gonna leave there and go, oh my gosh, I can't do that. She talked about doing a business. Oh my word, I can't do that. That's not what we're going for here. We're going for complete and utter duplication. If that means that you read off some of the slides, then read off some of the slides. utter duplication. If that means that you're fumbling through setup, that's okay too, because people are going to fumble through setup, and it needs to be okay for people to be human, to be themselves, and to be successful in this business. This tells you really briefly how to keep it under 50 minutes. It's hard for me because I like to talk, but the reality is people don't need every story that you have in your back pocket in order to say yes. We need to get them to the point where they have enough to say yes, get a kit, and begin their own journey, because they're going to have their own incredible oral stories. Business, 20 to 30 minutes. Easy, okay? We go through the build guide for the business. And this tells you exactly how to do that. Really easy. Watch the build videos. Then we want to book classes from classes. So we want to grow your network by inviting attendees to host a class of their own. And then you can bring affordable gifts like a keychain. And if somebody books a class with you right there, then they can get a gift. And it's a great way to just, when we talk about training, we go from training to training. So if I am meeting with a leader, I have their next meeting booked in my calendar before we leave. If I'm meeting with a prospect, I have that next touch in my calendar before we leave. And you just take you from touch to touch to touch to touch. On average, it takes about 14 touches with doTERRA for somebody to say yes. Now, a touch might be you giving them a sample. It might be seeing a bottle in a friend's house. It might be smelling some peppermint. It doesn't have to be 14 classes. It's just 14 touches, which is why follow-up is so uber important. I was going to save a follow-up thing. I followed up with a woman. It was like my 10th follow-up. And she finally was like, I am so glad you keep following up. It is the right time now. And I was like, yay, 10th follow-up. What if you give up? Don't give up until somebody says, I'm never, ever, ever going to want essential oils. You can stop connecting with me. No one's ever said that. All right. Now we've got the close. The close freaks people out. Listen, you're not, taking one of their kidneys. You're just not. You're helping them set up an account so they can get the best products on earth for the cheapest prices. Okay. Don't make it bigger than it is. Okay. Don't make this bigger than it is. Don't freak people out by saying, and now I'm going to tell you how to get enrolled. We don't enroll. We set up accounts. Okay. How do you do it? Look at the script. The beautiful script. Now I'm going to show you the 2 most popular kits to get you started. First of all, at the beginning, I promised to show you how to get these oils into your home. Let's go over your options. When you set up the class in the script for the Natural Solutions class, which you must read, it says, today I have 2 intentions, to educate you and to empower you to get these oils in your home. So here it is. I promised to show you how to get them in your home. You're a person of your word, so let's do it. I'm going to show you the most 2 important kits or popular kits to get you started. This obviously is market specific. You're going to have to get the kits in your market. Next steps, you're just going to have to read through this. Encourage prospects to purchase a kit so they have multiple products on hand, not just 1 or 2 things. We're going through this now with a woman who had very specific needs, and now she's loving oils, and she's like, didn't you say something that you had something for bellies? Well, she doesn't have the one for bellies because she didn't get a kit. She got the skincare stuff. So kits, I find, never disappoint. Kits never disappoint. Ordering a la carte, sometimes people feel disappointed because they didn't get the basics. Now, at the beginning, they don't know they want the basics, but we know they're going to want the basics on hand. So I never push people towards anything, but I do talk about the benefits of the kit. And I do say most people who go a la carte are disappointed. If you want to go a la carte, that's totally fine. But I feel like it's my obligation to talk about other people's experiences, just because I really don't want you to feel disappointed when you get your oils. Connect everything back to their health priorities and how the kits are designed to provide specific support. The confused mind says no. The confused mind says no. Avoid showing an excess number of items. Show a few, offer a special, and keep it simple. This is really important because if you break out the whole a la carte menu, people go, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff, right? Well, how do I choose? Keep it simple. Here are the kits. And if somebody says, do I have to order a kit? That's when you show them the a la carte and you say, no, you don't have to. Here's the, what are we working on? Let me help you recommend some products here. Let's see. Overcoming objections. Not sure what kit to order? You can ask, what are you working on? Not sure which membership? Which factors are you considering? Financial concerns? Would you like to host a class so you can earn the money to get the kit you really want? These are powerful questions. We just don't think often to say them, but they're all right here in the guide. You've got to read your guide. So let's see. This one was supposed to be for the next class, I think, the lifestyle overview. Let's see, we have 10 minutes left. So I'm gonna go through the lifestyle overview. I'm gonna stop at power placements because placements is intense and it's too much for the end of a long evening. And we'll go through the power placements next week. So here's the lifestyle overview. This is really the live guide, okay? The live guide. Help every member to use the products they have, set up a daily wellness plan, maximize through LRP, connect to resources, invite to change lives. Here's the great news. If somebody's getting the emails, this is pretty much, if they're reading them, they're getting access to each one of these things. Your job is to follow up and make sure that they know what they're doing and how to do it, okay? Victoria, I didn't know you were on. How fun is that? The lifestyle checklist. So you want to schedule it for shortly after their kit is expected to arrive. Now, it feels like a lot, right? It feels like a lot to be following up with people, and isn't like the big thing over at the close? No. The close is the beginning of your mentorship journey as a leader. Do not leave somebody high and dry. It's like the saddest thing in the world when people say, oh, I think I have an account. Yeah, I never heard from my enroller again, right? They've made a decision to join your team. You did the job of getting them their kit. Now you need to finish the job. And you need to make sure that you are being diligent about getting them independent. I find it takes about 2 months for somebody to become independent of me. Now, that means that they do all of these things, okay? They know how to use the product. They know how to get them into their daily routine. They know how to order. They know what LRP is. They're not making 124-point orders on the 14th of the month, right? They know the rules of the game, and they're playing by them. They choose, but our jobs are independence, right? Getting people independent. You should be connecting with people every week, the first month that they enroll. Helping them get connected to all the social media chats. Help them to get connected to their upline if you placed them somewhere not on your upline, right? Step 1 here is to get them connected to the, introduce them to the doTERRA Wellness Pyramid. What I love about the new Live Guide is it talks about the wellness pyramid, and then it gives you products in every single area. So if somebody rates themselves low in rest, then we can really focus on the rest and detox page and make sure that they have some of those products. If somebody rated themselves low in eating well, well, we can look at that. But helping to get people reflecting on how their lifestyle truly is and what products can help them will be fantastic. Then we're going to invite them to share a build. You have a 14-day window, okay, to get them placed. So here's what it looks like. Gosh, this guide is so good. You enroll them. You do the lifestyle interview. At the end of the lifestyle interview, the overview, the Live Guide, we talk about the 3 people that we work with. I work with 3 different types of people. The first type is a happy product user. They are loving the product. They use them. They buy them when they want, how they want on their back office, and they're just happy staying there. The second type of person is somebody who thinks, wow, my mom needs this, my brother needs this, my colleagues need this. Can you come and teach a class for my people? Absolutely. And I help them either make a little bit extra pocket money, get their products paid for. The third type of person I work with is somebody like me, an educator, who teaches people, both customers and builders, how to make the most of the doTERRA, both products and compensation plan. Where do you see yourself here? And then I'll just listen. And somebody might say, I am just a happy product customer. And I say, fantastic. Someone might say, oh, I'd love for you to come teach a class for me. Great. And someone might say, can you tell me more about what you do? And that's when I'll get the build guide out. Okay. To me, it doesn't matter where people are. We meet people where they are. Life happens. This is a no pressure sort of deal here. It doesn't matter to me where you are. And I'll say this, it doesn't matter which one you choose. I just want to make sure that you have the best support for where you want to be so that you can really thrive. If it ever changes, if someone says that they are just a customer, I'm like, that's awesome. I would totally respect that. If that ever changes, would you let me know? Because I'd love to work with you as either a sharer or a builder. Okay? All of those scripts, let me show you where those scripts are. You'll see them. It's all right here. Okay? Business overview. There are 3 ways I support my customers on their journey. Bump, bump, bump. Can you memorize that? You certainly can. And then you just practice, 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 practice until it feels really natural. Oh, I skipped a whole bunch of steps. Sorry. You want to introduce the pyramid, do the wellness consult. You're basically walking them through the live guide. And then you want to make sure they're connected. Now, again, our email series is doing a lot of this for us. We just need to make sure that people are getting them. There's been a glitch in the China system. So if you're enrolling people in China, you need to send their email to your upline, and your upline will get it to Victoria to put into the system. But just follow up. Hey, how are you liking those emails? And if somebody says, I haven't read any of them, then you go, okay, would you like to get together and talk about your kit? Some people, they're not going to read emails, but they would love a one-on-one support. We got to meet people where they are, okay? And we did it. Okay, no placement strategy today. It's too late for placement strategy. I'm going to open the lines. I think I can figure out how to unmute everybody. My computer, man. Hold on. Can't unmute everybody. It's so funny.
I think we can unmute ourselves, actually.
Yeah, can you unmute yourself? Because, oh,
yeah.
I can do you on all one at a time.
I have a 3-year-old singing in my room, so I don't think you want me to be unmuted.
I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, so you can go ahead and mute yourself if you want.
I don't know where to put my people.
Victoria, is that actually you on the line?
Is I'm packing, so I thought I may as well listen in and see. I love this new guide.
I know.
And you know what? So I just taught it for the first time this morning, you know, because it just came out, and I thought, you know, the best way to really learn it is to do it and do it and hear it and hear it. So I thought, oh my gosh, I can hear Allie do it and see what spin she puts on it that I could duplicate, you know. So
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch other leaders, right? Because you're like, oh, I love that. Oh, it's so good, right? I watch yours on Wednesday mornings because I'm like, ooh, how does Victoria do it? Same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Except for you get a little edge because I don't get to watch anybody do it first.
That's okay. Next week I'm doing your morning training. So I'll watch myself and then I'll watch myself again.
Record it for me so I can watch it. I don't know where I will be.
That is all right.
But yeah, I'm just loving this new guide, and because it's new, and you know, this is for all of some of you, it's very, very new, and so when you get something new, you have to take it in several times, right? All of us do.
Yeah, and the videos, I mean, it's so, doTERRA is really systemizing our training, and it's going to take a lot of the load off of leaders, which is great because even as leaders, we still need to be connecting with people and meeting with people. And we still even have to fill our funnels as well. We've got to do same thing, pipes. It's all about pipes. Does anyone have any other questions?
You mentioned about the app that you were using.
Yeah.
What's the name? What was the name of that app again?
Modern Essentials. This guy.
Oh, yes, that's the one I use. Okay,
Yep.
great. Just making sure. Yeah, that's a great one. I think that's the one Victoria mentioned to me a million years ago.
There's also this one called the Essential Emotion Reference,
Is here.
which is really nice. So it goes through the oil. So let's say that you get bergamot oil. It'll tell you what emotions it addressed. Feeling insecure, humiliated, self-abuse, taken for granted, and then how you actually use it. Use aromatically or apply topically over heart area to encourage self-acceptance, release self-judgment, and sustain safety and sharing the true self. Kind of fun.
Now, Allie, have you gotten the Essential Life app yet?
There's an Essential Life app.
Hang on, okay, you guys. I'm looking rough because I'm packing, but I am going to put my video on just so I can show that.
No. Is it in the App Store?
Uh-huh.
Essential Life. Is that the one for the book?
Yes. So you should be on it if you got the thing. It's finally done.
And
It's got
so,
all the
so how are we using that? Is that still an incentive?
well, I've been doing the books again, so I think we can have a conversation about what we want to do with it.
Okay.
Because it might be easier for people who are in faraway lands
Mm.
to connect to them.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Oh, I can't wait. That is awesome.
I've been trying to get the launch guide in Spanish, but I haven't been able to find it. Do you know if it's available in Spanish or
The
in other languages?
Translated yet? I know that they're working fast and furious, and I would think that Spanish would be, Spanish, Mandarin, and English, and you got most of the world covered. I haven't seen it. Hang on, I'm plugging my computer back in because I've taken it over.
so
Hi,
it's
Denise, by the way.
Hi. Ready? Hello. Hang on.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
So
Carmen, are you still on the line? She was on the line earlier. She usually knows when things go Spanish.
I'm here.
So is the guides, are they in Spanish yet? Have you looked?
I haven't looked, but I'm sure because they Mexico. I'm gonna ask Andrea. Hang on.
Oh, well, if they have them in Mexico, then yeah, they're
Yeah.
somewhere.
Let
The
me ask.
website in Mexico.
Huh?
Mexico has great resources.
Yeah, there should be. Let me see.
Ah, Carmen. Hi, Carmen. Is this
Hola,
Carmen?
María. Sí. Hola. No te reconocí ahí.
And you gals gonna get our emails done in Spanish.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway there.
Because it's the new Empowered series, I haven't been able to find it
mm-mm.
in Spanish. I found the older one,
Yeah, on the
but
sharesuccess.com.
not the launch. Mm-hmm.
So Victoria,
Anyway,
this one?
let me just see.
Yep, purple leaf or
Yeah.
purple circle with the leaf. Yep.
you want, you can text me later so we don't keep everyone waiting.
I've not found it. I was actually on the Spanish interface, and it's not, when it comes down to Empowered Success, they're all in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they're, yeah.
Let me ask, I'll send a note.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I have a comment. That was very helpful. You did a great job.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Christina, it's so fun to see you on these calls.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, she's just another one that's been using the oils and loving the oils for years, and it just wasn't the right time. She was busy doing there's your beautiful face. She was just
I'm
busy
here.
doing a whole bunch of other stuff in Taiwan and other places. Now she's popping on calls. You just never know.
I know. Well, I'm like, I'm almost through the last leg of all the products. So it's taken me a long time. And I think, just loving them and, just being very natural about talking to everybody about them. I'm such a nerd about them, and I'm so horrible at enrolling people because I just haven't taken the time to do what I'm supposed to do that. So I think it's, what do you call it, Victoria, when it's like, when the money, it's like you're putting money in the drain, or I forget what you say. Anyway, it's definitely a waste.
I don't know.
I know.
Could be anything.
So I had a quick question, because I always have my LRP, because I'm using my AR points, and I have to call in if I'm going to use my AR money, and calling in when I use one of AR points. So if I have my LRP set, then I can't call in. Anyway, so you're saying that if I don't have the LRP even set up, I don't get paid? Like, I always have at least, or it's just when it actually charges on the LRP date, it has to be 100. Or is it just LRP, it's just sitting in there, it's 100?
Victoria.
Always
Yeah, it needs to be set at 100 to get commissions, particularly once you start enrolling people. In the US, the Fast Start bonus is paid weekly. And if your template is not set at 100, and Denise, for Hong Kong, anywhere outside of China, the Fast Start bonus is paid weekly. And if your LRP is not set at 100, you won't get paid. So if you enroll somebody on day 5 of the month, you won't get paid because your LRP is not set. And that, for them, it's just showing intent that you're going to place the order. Because if you then don't place the order, so don't think like, I can work the system and I'll have it set and then I'll not place the order. They will do a clawback, when it's called a clawback, when they if the money's paid and then the order's not placed, or if an order's returned or something like that.
Okay.
So it is just best practice to just leave it set. It doesn't mean that's what you're buying.
Got it. So I missed that, Allie, when you were trying to explain it to me. I didn't understand when you said you had to set it.
Yeah.
So I apologize. It's my,
So
I
would
don't know
it
if I
be
messed
best
anybody
to
up.
set up towards the end of the month, and you can edit the orders that you want to have it on the have shipped to you?
What I have a lot of people do is that, they'll set it up on the 28th or 29th of the month. And I set an alarm in my phone because I don't want to miss the product of the month.
I know.
No matter what it is, it's free, and I just want it. So, and if I already have it, then I give it away to, there's always a birthday or an incentive, whatever.
Right.
So I just set my phone as an alarm to remind me.
So then, Victoria, if you set it for the 28th, but like Christina's calling it in, so if you call it in, what does she say what does she say then?
If she calls it in and says, I want to place my LRP order and I want it to ship today, and let's say she calls in on the 14th, then they will place the order, ship it today, And then it will automatically push out to the 28th of the following month. It'll stay on the same date that it's set.
Right. That's what I've been doing, except I would set it up before the call. So it wouldn't necessarily, I always set up the LRP, but it would just be before the call because they would go in and just use my LRP order.
What you should do is you should just set it up for 100 points and don't touch it. And then call your order in and say, leave that in there, but that's not what I'm ordering this time. And then it just stays, keep LLV on it or keep whatever that adds to 100 points.
Sure.
And just having that pushed out. But now that you're in the US now, aren't you?
Soon. I'm still in Taiwan. I'll be in the US next week.
Right. Okay. So when you're in the US, you could it's so easy. You could do it on your phone. You don't need to call it in if you don't want. Taiwan, I know, is a little bit call friendly.
Yeah. It's going to definitely be easier in the US. So.
Yeah. I know. I help Regan manage her account. And it's always like, dang, so easy.
Well, and I'm also going to get the class kit. So I'm excited to use that.
The class in a box.
The class in a box. Yeah, I'm ordering that and then I was ordering something else. Oh, I was going to get the 6 set of beginner oils, the beginner oil set that can go and just give those away as gifts. I'm assuming that's what they're for, just as samples, just to ease people in with the easy peasy stuff.
Awesome.
It's also good, Christine, to buy. I like the 2 ml bottles for like little gifts, and I'll actually put a little ribbon around them. I shouldn't say that. Lily does it.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I found the guy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like a little 2 ml one, and then you can pass those out as little gifts too. It's not quite giving away 5 ml or 15 ml, but it's still better than 1 ml, but it makes it go farther.
Sure. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and then you can actually give away, hey Chilin, you can give away like a 2 ml of peppermint and a 2 ml of wild orange. Those are really popular. And then, so they're getting 2 types of oils, 4 ml, so it's still less than a 5 ml bottle. I just always like to be budget conscious until, this will be. But,
Mommy,
yeah.
for summer vacation, can we go
All right, guys. I'm going to finish it up. Anyone else have any questions?
Last time was really tall enough.
No?
Okay, sorry. What was that? Kayla.
Yeah, Victoria, I found it in Spanish. Maria.